Hi everyone, this is Paul at Magnitude again. In this video, we are following on specifically from the previous one in the sequence, Readiness, creating a record. That's the readiness activity, creation of a record. And if you have not watched that video yet, please stop this one and watch that one first. It's very important because that one represents the absolute first orientation session in your tutorial sequence. So, must see that one first before moving forward to this one. The objective now is for you to learn how to update a record in that same readiness activity. So that's our purpose here. So the overall purpose of the readiness activity is, as it says on the screen, to execute an assessment of your readiness for POPIA and understand whether or not you're on track, where your attention should be directed. And now this specific video is to update the original record which we discussed previously with new information from time to time. So it is really simple. You've submitted an original record into the system, and now for whatever reason you require to make an update to that original record. So this is a very simple procedure, actually like everything within the system, and it'll take just a few short moments for us to show you how to go about this. Just before we get going, quick reminder, at times I'll be making reference to additional orientation tutorials which are available to you. When I do so, this is a reminder of where to find them at our website under the Resources tab. Right, let's get going. As you can see, I'm in the system. I'm utilizing the web-based version on a browser. Easier to demonstrate that way. Whether you happen to be using web-based or mobile app-based, makes no difference. The system is principally exactly the same in both. As you can see, my mouse is hovering over the readiness tile, and as you can also see, within the readiness activity, we have an indicator of unresolved matters. For specific information on the functionality of resolved and unresolved, please refer to the resources section at our website. However, a short discussion about what it means in this context is important now. The readiness activity is one where it is legitimate and expected to maintain an unresolved, or in other words, open record. It is most likely that you will use the system in such a way that you will always have at least one unresolved item here. That is certainly the way that we use it within our own company. We always have the readiness plan or record available for updating as time goes by, and so it remains perpetually unresolved in our world. If you have a company with a number of business units, or perhaps you have a number of deputy information officers, then it is quite possible you may also have a few open records here, as each one falls under the responsibility of a specific information officer. By resolving a form in this activity, you are really indicating that you're closing out the record and submitting it into the archive. Now, this is also quite possible, especially if you are executing a new readiness assessment on a periodic basis. But as mentioned, it makes sense in our company, and I would expect in most companies, to maintain an open record here, something that could be referred to and updated from time to time. Here at the readiness tile, I can navigate to the open record via two options. The fastest option is to simply click on the unresolved icon and text where my mouse is hovering now, and that will move us directly to the records which are open. Only the open records, the so-called unresolved records. Or, as I will now return to the activities page by clicking here at the home icon and backtracking, instead of clicking directly onto the unresolved, I will click on the main tile icon and move forward just the one page, coming again back to the pulse page. Now, we can choose the button All Records here, where mouse is hovering, which will take us to, as it says, all the records, whether they are resolved or unresolved, so the complete archive in the database. And more precisely, we can move up here to, again, where unresolved is indicated. And by tapping here or clicking here, we will move to only the open records. So as mentioned, two paths to exactly the same place. One slightly faster than the other one being a so-called scenic route and showing you a little bit more information along the way. Now, no matter which route you've taken, the point is that we arrive here at the summary view, or the full view. If you click on it, that doesn't matter at all. We're currently in summary view. And what we're looking for now, in order to make an update on the record, is this icon here, this update icon, little pen on a clipboard. We click on the icon and the interfacing page opens for us, as I'm doing now. We select the area of the record that we would like to update by clicking on the relevant icon and then completing the form as it unfolds below us. So what you might imagine is that it is entirely possible that over time you may have multiple updates to a particular open record, master record, and that's completely legitimate. Whether those updates fall under the same category heading or various category headings matters not to the system. You're just doing what you have to do and pressing submit when you're complete to log that record to the master record. Now, returning to the summary view, you can see here that we have a supplemental record, an update, in effect attached to the master record. And the update also carries a score, and that is based upon the rules we've set within the system, whether or not your update indicates an improvement on the status or a deterioration of your status. Maybe from this view, it makes a little bit more sense to you to refer back again to the matter of being resolved or unresolved in this case. So I think it's easier here to see that the open record makes much more sense. You have your master record and you have your information updates, and these remain open in your system. So that's it for this tutorial. Much shorter than the previous one because of the learnings you've already achieved by running through the previous one. Reminder of what we've covered here. We principally are talking about updating records in the readiness activity. We've had a look at the two methods to arrive at the original record for the updating. And we've spoken about the reason it can be valid that you have a record or more than one record inside this activity that remains unresolved as an open record. So we are done here now. The next tutorial in sequence is the activity high-level audit, and we'll see you there.